I think he busts out the Camby. Yeah, like you were saying before, he really only busts out the Camby for specific matchups and specific players. And it's even rare in the case if he busts out for a specific player. So I figured we would go with the Guile here. Like I said, man, go with the try and true. That's what I present every time I inform guys. The try and true is going to win you 9 times out of 10 instead of the matchup.
Yeah, and I do.
Right here.
I do tend to agree with that. I think if people get too caught up in the matchup, like character matchups are entirely theoretical, and what makes fighting games wonderful is it's the combination of theoretical and applied, and the way you apply it one day versus the next can make a huge difference. Applying some pressure with this Fireball game right now, as NuckleDu has very slight life deficit, but keeping this Fireball game up to continue that drive gauge advantage, and now they've earned a whole lot of real estate on the screen right now. Pick up off of the Fireball, beating the DR forward, and the overhead to close out the first round caught JB a little bit asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, so I was kind of calling out with that little bit of aggression there. Going through the Fireball, following up with the overhead, man. That's talking about Fireball driver. He's a powerful character, man. Like I said before, man, they had this character right at the tail end of a top 5 scenario. Like but it also deals with who's behind the wheel. You know what I'm saying? And NuckleDu,
Guile, you mean?
One of the best. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, I mean, do you remember how much of a demon Guile was in the betas even? Like, I think Guile's always been strong. I think it's just when one pays attention to zoners in this game, it's hard not to look to JP instead. But I think, and I feel like I just had this conversation with someone else, but I feel like if JP gets nerfed, when he ultimately does, we're gonna see a lot more Guile.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's gonna absolutely come. We'll see a lot more Guile, but one thing I do have a bit of criticism. If you're gonna play Guile, man, please make sure you play Guile. I'm excited to see like players like Geico say, you know what, I'm gonna go back to the Guile. Just see how strong he becomes and better follows.
Yeah, absolutely. JB has this corner position on lock right now with nice like 40% leave. NuckleDu has to bust out with the OD flash kick, trying to work his way out of the corner. No! The anti-air is off by just a pixel.
Hey, you know what that is? That is playground justice, as I like to call it, man. Because, you know, Rashid's spinning mixer anti-airs is like, man, if I got to suffer you, I'm going to stuff you in here. I don't like this.
Right, one game up here for JB. Quick reminder to those of you who are maybe watching for the first time, here at the Casa, we run our top 8s 3 out of 5 the entire way. So NuckleDu still has ample time to try to adjust to the set. But right now, getting absolutely mauled in this corner. 1 bar in the tank for JB. Has to bust out once again, does NuckleDu. He's going to have to go to that option a lot because JB feels like he's playing really active on NuckleDu's wake up.
Man, just getting the drive versus light going down and close it out. Yeah, man, JB's looking real solid at this moment. But I will say that dude was not afraid of just going to the well and saying, I don't want to deal with pressure. Let me go ahead and OD flash it.
That fireball mix was insane. The extra run with the tornado in the way, and then the low short coming out so delayed. Absolutely nuts. NuckleDu in the corner, in burnout. The tornado is still there. Blocks the empty low this time. More plus frames, but he has to wait it out. You can eat that anti-air mixer because you're out of the corner, and he checks the DR forward with the crouching jab.
Yep, and he has a little bit of time to be able to get his meter back. All NuckleDu has to do is just stay home. Get fireball. Oh, that slide was so close. Oh, and now the burnout is there, and that was a really good catch. What?
Absolutely nuts. Oh, it jailed, so he didn't get the stun out of it, but JB still in an awful spot. Crouching Fierce connects for NuckleDu. 1 round apiece here in game 2 once again.
All right, and there once again,
okay.
OD flash kick said no pressure for you, son. I'm doing any of that, you get away from it. And now we're fishing with the continuity. Man, there's a good pickup by JB.
I need to get out of the corner. I feel like JB's going to need to get a sense of how to keep NuckleDu in the corner, because NuckleDu is swapped from just holding the defense in the corner to waiting for the spot to jump out and being willing to eat the anti-airs in that cross-up spacing. So I don't know what JB's going to need to do.
Yeah, because it's definitely moving to him on this round here. It's classic old spinning mix. Man, that was definitely pretty much a guess for game situation.
Into level 2. Talk about guess for game. NuckleDu only has so much available. JB in burnout, but oh man, it was all gonna rest on that. Because, I mean, if you didn't throw the fireball, if you didn't commit to something, at some point you were blocking that tornado and dying on shit. 2 games up to none now is JB.
The uses of just using that opening flash kick is really helping out. You see it there once again, getting out of it. I definitely want to do some efficient, you know, because JB is getting this roundhouse. He's getting that. Be able to
he's
heavy damage.
Yeah, doing a lot of baiting out responses with like drive rush into like immediate stand jab, and then when Du goes to check the DR, it whiffs and the standing roundhouse sets up. It's setting up the spacing trap that Du is having a really hard time dealing with, and I think Du is losing out on the fireball game a lot because JB is willing to use the drive gauge for tornado. So it's another spot where I almost feel like Du needs to try to find the pace to walk forward.
Yeah, that was something that you kind of called out earlier, man. He likes to, you know, play home, play back a little bit.
Yeah,
it's real tough, man. Especially you got this tornado just coming at you. Help!
Yeah, it's
no.
Right, good defense. The last plus frames drive reversal, but Du still with his back against the wall. Now with no drive gauge, this is scary. You have 2 bars clipped by the low. JB is going to be in a great spot to keep this sequence going. Throw number 1. Needy on wake up. No situation after the tick throw. Wake up level 1 from NuckleDu, but that's still only half of his burnout.
Good call there. Using the level 1 to get through, but man, once again, JB with the slide though.
Oh!
Back throw.
Into the... Wow! Add a second later, and NuckleDu's out of burnout and able to answer that. So crazy. NuckleDu staves it up, but JB right now at set point.
Yeah, man. And this is how situation you want to do. Seems like NuckleDu and Casa is like not mixing right now, man. It was the second time we've seeing this, like coming out of NuckleDu, like he's getting like completely stuffed in the first round.
I think
got the level 2 locked up though.
Yep, and we're gonna, managing to set up burnout. This is a great spot. Oh, what a nice delay on the Sonic Hurricanes. That little bit of extra delay there was what was able to secure him that round. Staves off the end of the set, 2 games to 1 now, but JB still not dissuaded, coming out the gate immediately the aggressor here in this next game. Has NuckleDu at the corner, and the strike throw game begins again.
Oh my God, let me get out of this corner, please. I'm getting destroyed. Another hit. Wasn't able to get the corner.
Ooh.
And has to use the OD flash. He can sign.
JB is so not afraid to surrender space, especially once he's got the lead. It's like, be the aggressor off rip, and NuckleDu's defense is just failing him. And, you know, who cares about losing some real estate if all I need to do is hit you one more time? That back throw gets NuckleDu pretty close to the corner now, but you have to deal with the tornado. Answers it with a drive reversal to try to get through all of this. Wow.
Man, he caught him completely out of the air, man. That's wild. He's completely just ready for it. He's also ready with these slides as well. Like, he's at a really good time to how NuckleDu just want to like throw out these throws and play his defensive style.
Yeah, I think the long and short of this set so far has been JB is showing that between themselves and the tools of Rashid as a character, they're more than equipped to deal with this type of zoning game out of NuckleDu. Nice pickup here. Finishing out into the level 1. Gonna earn the life lead, slow the game down a little bit more because we want the drive days to come back, and I love leaving a little bit more space here. But you have to throw the fireball to inspire the jump, but the slide is still an answer.
God. I mean, he's been great for this card.
Okay.
Speaking of being on 100%, this OD flash is really saving NuckleDu right now.
Okay. Advantage. All we get is a throw. I mean, if you're NuckleDu, I feel like you're comfortable if JB is spending a bunch of drive gauge just to get throws for damage. But JB's doing a really good job of ensuring that they're only raw DRing because they've done such a great job of blowing. Oh, okay. Perfect parry.
Oh, my goodness. Perfect parry.
Oh! Level 3, no.
I think JB's like, oh man, I kind of dodged a bullet with that one.
Okay, waiting it out. NuckleDu throwing the fireball. I think you only get one more. Yeah, that run forward, that was absolutely going to be a fire. The slide under works out for him. There's a range where it's happening, but NuckleDu with the ODDP, he's finding just enough breathing room, and he's honed in a little bit more on the spacing that JB is standing at before he goes for the slide versus jump, and is trying to be a little bit more hesitant at that range.
Yeah, man. I think because of he's noticing how JB is being so aggressive, man. I kind of want to see JB like bait out one of these OD flash cases. He's getting stuck every single time.
Right? Huge counter hits, and he's earlier in the set, one or two of those connected. Wow, that backdash perfectly spaced, has the range for it. That was, I've been playing a lot of Tekken. That was like a Tekken backdash in terms of spacing. And another one just barely dodging the roundhouse. JB is pushing NuckleDu back to the corner, but these wake-up backdashes has been such a big deal. It's almost like NuckleDu is honed in on the meaty throw as the problem on the wake-up. Getting it out. Oh, good spot to place the OD fireball. Now JB and Burnout goes for the jab. DI whips.
Oh, man, what a whip punish indeed. Oh, jump back jag, man. Trying to jump back.
Yep, and you will block this fireball. I don't care if you die to chip or not. NuckleDu taking the lead for the first time in the set, now on set point. Oh, green means go, my guy. Down to up.
Just when you thought he was out.
Waiting it. Yep, it's the same thing. He's found that little bit more aggression. You can't stand far enough away where JB feels confident doing the slide in reaction to your fireballs. You need to live a little bit closer.
Oh boy. And this is where level 2 just completely played this part, man. Look at the chip, put it in the burnout. Rashid
Oh no!
And we close it out with the perfect. And NuckleDu with a 3-2 comeback. Don't call it.
What a great sequence. He found that little bit more aggression, and look at it here. And you spoke to it at the top of the set, right? NuckleDu 100% has that aggressive flavor of Guile in him. I think the thing is, it feels like he only tends to bring it out when his back is up against the wall. I think how I always liken it is I was like, NuckleDu and Kaba, I feel like are the big Guiles that I think of. Yes. And NuckleDu still plays very much like a Street Fighter 4 Guile, and Kaba plays like a Street Fighter 5 Guile. Both of them work in 6, but you gotta